All right, it's going to be some notes or some additions to the study of atomism. And this is the system that was proposed by Kanada, but he wasn't the first and the only. There were others before him and after. But just this is just a articulate version of it. And the Vaisheshika system, like I said, is the foundation of Buddhism, actually. And I just bring up Buddhism because it's actually the most popular referenced religion as far as our new consciousness goes. I would say it's really Buddhism slash Hinduism, what a lot of the New Age teachings come from. But again, the wisest of those men were based in this philosophy. Also, they understood this atomism, because again, we have to work out the self-creation from the inside out, and then expand from there. So with this study, I'm not saying every experience that you have is fake. That's not what I'm saying. We're just trying to ground ourselves in something real. I'll put that in quotes before we expand out, because what I'm noticing, as I said, is a lot of the teachings, the New Age consciousness, they're top heavy. So I just want to base this in reality first, as I said, because I don't believe that babies come from storks. Okay, this is what this is all about too. When we talk about spirituality, it's really about birth and death. That's really what we're talking about. What is the source of it? What is it about? What's the meaning? What happens afterwards? This is the only question worth really probing more than 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is just play. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not making fun of DMT, ayahuasca, even though I do give a comical dialogue. I'm not putting you people down. I know that's a real experience that you have, and you do learn from it. But I'm saying those experiences wouldn't exist without the brain. That's what I'm saying. So the brain is the foundation, which is composed of atomic aggregates. So this is the Vaisheshika Sutra, or system, based on the Sutra of Kanada. Very wise guy. This is very insightful for people who can contemplate this. You do realize that you experience more depth of awareness or insight into this illusion of physical nature. So the Vaisheshika Sutra about atoms states that which is existent and has no cause, an atom, is eternal. It is not perceived, but is inferred from its effects. So he's saying we can't, of course, with our eyeballs, we can't see these atoms, of course. And I believe that the scientists, they speculate too. They can't really show you a picture of an atom, but they understand its effects also. But this precedes what we would consider modern science by 8,000 years. And even with the Egyptians, they knew of the atom too. So like you said, it's perceived and inferred from its effects, but it is the cause of the world. And he's saying they have no cause outside of themselves, they are eternal. And as I wanted to clear up, that by saying that atoms are eternal, they're not necessarily saying that the physical manifestation of nature is eternal. They say it goes through cycles of creation and dissolution, slash self-creation, self-dissolution. So in that sense, they are eternal, because when they become quiescent and still, they say then they are imperceptible, or there is no effect given by them. So that would be the interval between destruction and creation. When they move, they take on attributes and things. That becomes physical nature, the self-creation that we see now. So atoms in Vaisheshika are essentially of four kinds: earth, water, fire, air. These atoms are characterized by their characteristic mass, basic molecular structure such as dyad, triad, etc., fluidity or its opposite, viscosity or its opposite, velocity or quantity of impressed motion, and other characteristic potential color, taste, smell, or touch not produced by chemical operation. It is these four kinds of atoms involved in all chemical reactions while the space remains unaffected. So there, he's expanding on those four types of atoms I mentioned, and the structure, which goes from dyad to triad. That's like two atoms, three atoms. Some of them have the characteristic of fluidity, viscosity, velocity. So they all have different attributes. Because of the existence of an effect or a specific unique character and cause, it is also exhibited in the gross form. Here, Kanada is specifying that anus, which are the atoms, carry some distinguishing feature in them which gets exhibited as effect in the gross form. That's what I said. The atoms that make up the human body have those attributes or that human template, or they're working together in a sense to form the human. So those attributes must be intrinsic to the atoms because um, the cause is exhibited in the gross form. The cause is shown in the effect. Um, so this is the like I said, this is materialism, but it goes past Western materialism and the fact that we're not saying atoms are stupid or that they can't receive instruction or they're blind and just accidentally create a human or a tiger or a plant or a tree or a rock. There's no accident. There is intention, cause and effect. The cause is the atoms. So again, and when we see the gross form, we can see the nature of the atoms by the gross form. We look at a tiger, we can see that those atoms were working together to form a tiger. So I do believe that they have some type of non-local communication with each other at the core. So you can speculate on that. Logically, anything that is not in the root cause, which is in the anu, cannot be exhibited in the gross form of matter as well. Exactly. So if these atoms did not have this human template, these tiger template, if they did not work together on this tiger template, there will be no tiger. So again, there's no accident. There's no accidental in the sense that there's intention behind it. As I said, there's an intent. The Anu is said to potentially have something inherent which later becomes manifested once the process of creation of the universe begins. So again, the potential, the inherent within the atoms, they have something inherent, intrinsic to them that allows them to manifest as this self-creation that we see. Reiterating the point. It is clear that the four kinds of matter are related to four distinct kinds of motion of Anu, which in gross form builds up to a certain kind of matter. So they're saying these earth, water, fire, air atoms have different types of motions, which distinguish them. These four attributes, they call it visibility, taste, smell, touch, cannot coexist simultaneously at the same point of time in the same substrate. This makes sense because an anu cannot have four distinct kinds of motion at the same time. So he's reiterating and expanding on that motion concept. There must be different attributes when we talk about visibility, taste, smell, and touch. These may also relate to the different kinds of motion of the atoms. It is stated that matter is formed by conjunction. Kanada defines the entire creation in terms of different kinds of motion. So this self-creation is defined in terms of different kinds of motion of different kinds of atoms. That's one of the first differentiating factors. Anu, therefore, by definition and logical deductions, are described by Kanada as the fundamental particle of matter, which is discrete and not perceivable by senses, with a minima of magnitude, yet with a real independent existence beyond the perceptions. These are not further divisible into components and hence are concluded to be neither destroyable nor created, which makes them eternal. So that's the key. You can go no further than these, so therefore they can't be destroyed. Therefore, they can't be created. Therefore, they are eternal. So this atomic realm has an eternalness to it, is what he's saying. And that could be the case. So even though there's creation and destruction, the fact that there's another creation means the atoms were still, in a sense, in potential, quiescent. So that's a good point to make. These are not perceivable by an observer and hence are called supersensible, which means too acute for the senses. As these are entities with no association of magnitude, it is meaningless to fix a position for the anu, hence they are non-localizable. As I said, that non-local. That actually goes into quantum mechanics too, because we could speculate like with law of attraction and the Mandela effect and parallel experiences, parallel realities. That could have something to do with, you could speculate that they're kind of constantly blinking in and out of existence, very very fast. But that would affect why you experience different. Some people deja vu, parallel realities. That does relate. So a lot of those experiences, I'm not saying they're all bullshit. I'm just saying again, we should be founded on something realistic in a sense, and expand from there. So the term Anu is used to refer to a particle which can go through the operations of conjunction. Anu is concluded to be a particle. These are just notes that I took. So conjunction is combining, they cooperating, they combine with each other to form things and beings, matter, elements, elementals. When the universe ceases to be at the end of the cosmic cycle, matter is not annihilated. Rather, the collection of Anu reaches a quiescent state where they do not undergo any motion and thus become invisible to observation. So again, just some quick notes on atomism. And again, this does relate to flat Earth, but flat Earth just made me look at things again. I had to take another look at everything and re-examine, especially cosmology. There's no Big Bang, of course, so we're asking, how did this self-creation take place? And I think this gives a lot of answers to that, a lot of deep answers. Peace.